Woo, it's nasty work. Is it safe to come outside? Good Lord. The Chicago Sky gets smoked by 40 at home? Oh.
What happens when the Chicago Sky forget they're a professional basketball team? Angel Reese's back checks out like it's on a beach vacation, and fans suddenly turn into full-time investigators. The result? A 40-point nightmare. Yup, 40. And it happened on their own court, in front of their own fans. Now people are demanding answers. Fast. A new trainer, a new coach, maybe even a new identity. Is this the WNBA or an extended blooper reel? Don't go anywhere. This collapse has more drama than a soap opera stuck on fast forward.
Angel Reese back is injured. Okay, that's why she's not in.
So now Angel Reese is dealing with a mysterious back injury, allegedly, right after carrying a duffel bag full of fame, but still no victories. If you're sitting there wondering what kind of game this even is, congrats. You've just been initiated into the full Chicago Sky fan experience. It comes with confusion, heartbreak, and watching your so-called superstar disappear the second accountability shows up at the door.
Was turning her season around. Just when I thought Angel Reese was graduating from pretend basketball player to make-believe basketball player, the level where it's almost believable that Angel Reese is a basketball player. Just when I thought Angel Reese would pull through in the club.
She's out again, this time with a so-called back injury. And we're using the word injury about as loosely as an excuse for missing homework involving a sick goldfish. No awkward fall, no limp. One day she's all smiles, the next she's vanished, rocking luxury sneakers like a fashion ghost. Once again, Angel Reese fades into the background, leaving only a trail of branded hashtags, post-game finger-pointing, and a team playing so poorly even the scoreboard looked embarrassed.
The All-Star game because you're late. But then you went to the All-Star game, you played doing what you do, missing layups, grabbing rebounds. Hey, at this point, it's not a diss. If anything, I'm surprised you actually played good for 2 weeks. I don't know what the fuck had gotten into you. I feel like you took some kind of steroids or something, but you became you again, missing rebounds, missing shots, grabbing rebounds, partying. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you're the one who said, hey, we're in Indiana, but it feels like Miami, having a good old time. And then you sobered up. And once you sobered up and you realized you had to play back on Chicago Sky, all of a sudden you're back.
Let's be real. Angel Reese's dedication to basketball is starting to feel like a part-time internship. She pops in for the photo ops, hits the All-Star weekend, and dips out like she's late for bottomless mimosas. It's like the team matters only when it's trending, and the timing, always suspicious. The moment things start to crash, she's suddenly too injured to move in any direction. A true medical mystery, if you ask us.
According to Tyler Marsh, Angel Reese is dealing with a back injury. Now, it's been lingering for the last couple games, according to him. Now, she didn't play against Atlanta the game before the All-Star break. They said she was dealing with a leg injury. Now, come to find out it was a leg in the back.
The Chicago Sky didn't just lose, they got obliterated by 40 points on their home court. It wasn't a game, it was a public demolition. Fans were left staring in disbelief, probably Googling how to switch allegiance to the New York Liberty. And as for the so-called face of the franchise, she's listed as injured, with a condition that somehow leaves no limp, no brace, no wrap, just vibes, social posts, and the occasional chiropractor appointment.
Chicago Sky, I've told y'all time and time again, they are the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. That's it. They're that gum that piece of gum you step on and you just can't get it off your shoe. That is what the Chicago...
Convenient, isn't it? This is what Angel Reese calls leadership, being MIA in designer fits. The only thing showing up more consistently than her game absences, her relentless focus on boosting her personal brand. You'd think someone trying to become the face of the WNBA would actually want to, play. But maybe she misread the assignment. Maybe she thought WNBA stood for wigs, nails, branding, and appearances. Meanwhile, the rest of the Chicago Sky? They look like they're hosting charity scrimmages for the other team. Defense? Optional. Offense? A mystery. It's like watching a middle school team wander through a game with no coach and no plan. And Angel? She's off somewhere icing her back and scrolling through TikTok, soaking up compliments from fans who care more about selfies than scoreboards. Because in Angel Reese's world, it's all about the optics. Winning? That's secondary, as long as the photos pop and the narrative stays glamorous. This so-called injury, Just another dramatic twist in the reality show she's turning her career into.
For the All-Star game, then you played in the All-Star game, then you played one game and said, okay, your back is hurting, now you're not playing again. I don't know. Look, the Sky fans.
What exactly caused her injury? Did she trip over her own ego? Or maybe slip on a stack of dodged responsibilities? Maybe she tweaked something avoiding the team group chat. Or just maybe, this is what happens when someone realizes they're tied to a franchise that couldn't outplay cardboard cutouts. One thing's certain, Angel Reese wants no part of this smoke. She doesn't want this season tied to her name, even though she helped build the flaming mess now burning down around her. And when that fire spreads, Angel's already halfway down the street texting her stylist. Meanwhile, the fans? They're fried, frustrated, fed up, and fed nothing but excuses. They showed up expecting growth and got a performance so bad it wouldn't survive 5 minutes at open mic night. Some are calling for a full rebuild. Others think Siri could coach better. Most are just using humor to cope with the disaster. So while the sky plummet and Angel's credibility sinks with them, she's likely crafting another cryptic post about protecting her peace, focusing on healing, and tuning out the noise. And look, healing matters. But at some point, you've got to wonder, is she healing from physical pain? Or the harsh truth that being a star is a whole lot harder when you can't fake it on defense? The sky got torched, the fans got played. And Angel Reese? She got another week of zero expectations. Welcome to the circus. No ringleader, no strategy, just blowout losses and a captain who never even showed up.
Angel Reese had her worst professional basketball game, and I'm not even stretching that out. That's not me trying to be overly elaborate, trying to really make it sound awful. No.
And don't get it twisted. This disaster isn't just Angel Reese pulling a disappearing act. No, this is a full team performance in dysfunction. The Chicago Sky look less like a WNBA team and more like a last-minute group project where everyone assumed someone else would carry the load. Point guards are tossing passes to invisible teammates. Centers act like boxing out is part of a wellness retreat. And defenders? They treat closeouts like side quests in a video game, optional and easily ignored. Hand this squad a 30-point lead, and they'd still find a way to hand it back like it's part of the strategy. Watching their offense is like watching tired Sims bump into walls, disoriented, uncoordinated, and occasionally just collapsing mid-play. And Angel? She's not simply absent. She's curating her absence like it's part of a marketing campaign. That back injury isn't a setback, it's a brand moment. Probably a photo shoot in the pipeline as we speak. Yes, Angel. From All-Star Weekend to the all-injured list, your journey is truly Netflix material. Game time. Coming soon to a platform near you. Even opposing teams are baffled. They don't know whether to go full throttle or take it easy. Like when your buddy invites you to a painfully bad open mic night, and you're just clapping between waves of secondhand embarrassment. At this point, players on the other bench have time to knit scarves mid-game. Some are logging career highs in laughter.
No, we're not doing that. You're not about to be sitting here playing. You was just doing the Macarena a couple days ago. Now all of a sudden your back is broken. We're not hearing that. And Tyler Marsh, I'm not mad at you for not wanting to pull her out because you're trying to show her diligence and team loyalty. But because of that, you might want to.
Since we're here, let's rewind to All-Star Weekend. Angel Reese was out there strutting like it was Fashion Week. Hair flips, poses, and peace signs like she was auditioning for America's Next Top Excuse. Funny how her back seemed perfectly fine when she was working the cameras in stilettos. But now that her team's collapsing like a broken Wi-Fi connection, suddenly, she's out with what sounds like a Game of Thrones level spinal injury. How convenient. At this point, the team doctor might as well carry a fog machine and a sad violinist to really sell the drama. And accountability? Yeah, that left the building with Reese's hustle. Post-game interviews sound like hostage tapes. The coaches keep repeating lines like, "We'll regroup," and "We're staying positive," which is basically code for, "We've given up, but corporate told us to fake a smile." Even the fans have evolved. They've gone from booing to pure emotional burnout. You can see it in their eyes. They're not mad anymore. They've just accepted the downfall. Some walk in with signs that read, "It's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine." Others wear paper bags on their heads with Angel Reese's name scribbled on them, and a frown drawn in permanent marker.
I go Sky, I know you fucking lying. 86 and 49? Y'all got blown out like that? And then I looked to see why Angel Reese is in.
One brave fan was overheard shouting, "Well, at least the hot dogs are decent." And honestly, that's where we're at. judging concession stands while the team forgets how to inbound the ball. And through it all, Angel Reese remains untouchable, not because of her play, but because of her grind set. She's the kind of athlete who could shoot 0 for 9 and still post, "Stats don't define me. The vibes do." Calling her performance invisible would be generous. It would imply there was some effort to begin with. What we're witnessing is the full Kardashian effect on basketball. All aesthetic, zero substance. She could roll into the arena in a diamond-studded back brace and still get labeled inspiring. Inspiring to who, exactly? People looking for an excuse to skip gym class? And the narrative? Never about missed shots, lazy defense, or vanishing effort. No, it's always dressed up as protecting my peace, or shifting energy, or manifesting growth. Translation: say something vague and hope people forget. You still have to run, defend, and occasionally shoot the ball. At this point, it feels like the team hired a life coach instead of a trainer. Forget drills. They're out here journaling about alignment and positive energy while the scoreboard tells a whole different story.
Sometimes I know they wish they kept Kennedy Carter. I know they wish they kept Kennedy Carter. Hey, it is what it is. But anyway, now all of a sudden your back is hurting. I'm seeing fans saying you were scared of your double streak being broken. We know how you feel about that double streak. You don't care. You will be the only starter in there playing the fourth quarter so you can get them 10 points and them 12 rebounds. We've seen you do it. We've seen you do it.
Meanwhile, the scoreboard doesn't care about your inner peace. The league standings don't move for your personal growth journey. The Sky are getting steamrolled, and Angel Reese, she's somewhere getting massages. It's starting to feel like a scam. A well-lit, hyper-curated, luxury-filtered scam. And somehow, she keeps skating by. Drop 12 points every few games and suddenly folks act like she just delivered a miracle. The bar isn't low anymore, it's buried. But maybe this is all part of a master plan. Maybe Reese is gearing up for a huge comeback. New drive, better defense, actual leadership, or maybe she'll post another spa day TikTok with the caption, "Healing is the real hustle." And just like that, the cycle resets. But here's the truth. Chicago deserves better. The fans deserve a player who shows up in sweat, not sequins. Someone who battles through the hard times instead of branding their way around them. A leader who wears losses like scars, not storylines. Until that happens, all this team has is a highlight reel of no-shows and a scoreboard that's starting to file a missing persons report.
Well, we know the fiasco that is going on with the Chicago terrible.
Because at the end of the day, this team doesn't have a leader. They've got a ghost. And somewhere out there, Angel Reese is sipping green juice, posing for the camera, and still confused why anyone expects her to actually play basketball. And just when you think things can't sink any lower, the Sky's PR team drops another vague injury update, like they're teasing a royal announcement. Angel Reese. Day to day. Aren't we all? Inside the locker room, it's less strategy and more group therapy. The vibe? Broken. The chemistry? Only strong in whatever's dissolving team morale. But hey, let's keep the fantasy alive. Angel's totally coming back any minute now, right after she wraps up her podcast guest spot and retweets another round of compliments. At this point, even the Gatorade bottles are begging for a trade. This isn't basketball anymore. It's brand building in sneakers.